Why God removed someone you still miss. If you're wondering why God removed someone you still miss, listen, this isn't rejection. This is the kind of protection you only understand later. There's a kind of grief that nobody talks about. The grief of losing someone who's still alive, still out there, still living their life, just not with you anymore. And the hardest part, you still miss them. If that's where you are right now, this message might be for you. 1. Sometimes the removal is the protection you couldn't see. When someone walks out of your life, especially someone you loved, it feels like loss, pure loss. You replay the conversations. You wonder what you could have done differently. 2 a.m., you check your phone even though you know they won't text. You scroll back through old messages looking for the moment it started falling apart. But maybe, just maybe, God saw something you couldn't see yet. Not because they were a bad person, not because you weren't enough, but because the season was complete. In 2 Corinthians, Paul talks about a thorn that wouldn't leave. He begged God 3 times to remove it, and God said, "My grace is sufficient for you." Sometimes what we beg God to bring back is exactly what He knows needs to stay gone. You didn't lose love, you lost what was limiting your growth. 2, you're not just grieving them, you're grieving who you were with them. When we miss someone, we're often not just missing them, we're missing the version of ourselves that existed when they were around. The hopeful version, the younger version, the version that still believed certain things were possible. And when they left, that version of you had to leave too. Think about the Israelites leaving Egypt. They were free, headed toward the promised land, but in the wilderness, they missed Egypt, the familiarity. Even the slavery felt safer than the unknown, but God didn't bring them back because what we miss isn't what we need. It's what we knew. And yes, I know part of you still hopes they'll come back, but maybe what needs to come back isn't them, it's you. 3, some people are assignments, not destinations. Not everyone who enters your life is supposed to stay forever. Some people are assignments, lessons, mirrors. They show you something about yourself. They stretch you, they break you open, and then they go. And it's not a failure, it's completion. It doesn't mean they didn't matter. It means they mattered exactly as long as they were supposed to. 4, your heart is allowed to hurt and heal at the same time. I won't lie to you. This kind of loss doesn't just disappear. But here's what does happen. Slowly, quietly, you start to feel like yourself again, not the old yourself, a different self. One who survived their absence. You stop checking if they've texted. You stop wondering what they're doing. You stop imagining a future where they come back. Not because you stopped caring, but because you started caring about your own peace more. You miss them, but God is healing you. You remember them, but God is restoring you. You wanted them, but God wants you whole. Your heart is allowed to miss them and choose yourself at the same time. 5, what looks like loss to you might look different to God. Sometimes God might not remove people to punish you. He might remove them to redirect you, because you were giving them energy that was meant for something else, time that was meant for healing, space that was meant for growth. And maybe, in His kindness, He knew you'd never walk away on your own. Isaiah says, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways." What looks like loss to you might look like rescue to Him. Sometimes, God doesn't just close doors. He removes the person holding the key so you'll finally build your own. So if you're in this season right now, you're not weak for missing them. You're human. And grief is proof that what you had was real, but maybe it's also proof that you're ready for something new. something that doesn't require you to shrink. This season isn't just about loss, it's about becoming. God is making room for the version of you that couldn't exist while they were still there. The one who prays deeper, trusts harder, stands taller, and one day, maybe not today, but one day, you'll look back and realize God didn't just remove someone. He made room for who you're becoming. Sometimes the person you miss the most is the one God knew you needed to lose. God bless you.